So growing up, I used to believe in the whole find your passion thing, and to me, it seemed like passion was something that you could enjoy doing for the rest of your life. Something that growing up, I growing up, growing up, I used to believe that passion was something that you would stumble upon, and you would just know when you did that this was it. And passion itself was maybe something that you enjoy doing all the time for the rest of your life, maybe even. But it was a bit confusing whenever I got to this point where something that I had discovered I was enjoying doing, and then after doing it for an extended period of time, I lost interest completely, or it just stopped being interesting. It was confusing because I was like, I thought this was it. Now it's gone. Now what? And I went on several cycles like this with a lot of the things that I thought were my thing. And so that made me realize that people don't really tell you how to follow your passion, because how to find your passion, because they really don't know. And passion is a moving target because, using my own example, I've been interested in different things at different points of my life based on where I lived, who I was interacting with, and where I was at mentally, what I was doing for work, and very many things. And so I was interested in different things at different times. Looking back, I can't call them my passions because I don't know that they were. I don't even know really that there's such a thing as passion. But here's what I think maybe helped me refine this whole thing for myself. I embraced experimentation. I was very open minded from very early on, and that helped me try very many different things, and it uncovered things that I was good at that I didn't even know that I was actually good at until I tried them. And so I think it's pointless to try and wait to find your passion or for your passion to find you, because then you will never move. You'll just remain stuck. I think the best thing would be to entertain any amount of curiosity about any particular thing and use that as the fuel that gets you to try that thing. And don't expect it to be the thing, because it might or might not be, but at least if even if it's not, then it's one less thing that you need to think about as you search for your thing. And I think it was easier for me to try things in my 20s than it is right now, because once you start getting responsibilities and kids and people depending on you, then it makes it harder to bring yourself to that place where you can try things that you're not necessarily sure where they're gonna go. And so in your 20s would be the best time, but also whether you're 20 or 40, if you don't like how your life is going, then you might not really have a choice but to try out some things to find something that is your thing. And here's the interesting part of all this. As you try these new things, you might find some things that you didn't know you were good at. But these things, you might not enjoy them in the romantic sense of your passion. But maybe that's not just because it's not your thing. Maybe it's because you're clumsy at this thing that you're good at, but not good enough for it to be simple and easy to do. And so you're clumsy at it. But what if, as you do it over time, you get good at doing it, and with that, it starts becoming more and more interesting? And maybe even it could become your passion. What if you could get to a point where you found this thing that you're slightly good at, and then you do it for long enough to get really good at it, then you start enjoying it, and then you decide you want to do it for the rest of your life? What if there's not only one way to get to the end? What if you could start with what you're good at and then get to your passion later on, if there's such a thing as passion anyway? And so this experimentation helped me, because slowly by slowly, as I was experimenting and trying different things, I was finding things I was good at, things that the world saw value in, and those were the things that I thought of as far as a job or a business. On the other side, there's the things that I realized that I love doing these things, but I wouldn't want to do them all the time. So I kept those for myself, because I would just have something that I would go back to whenever I felt like I needed a break from everything else. And so that kind of thinking got me to where I am currently, where I quit a certain business and went back to a job that I was already good at, to trade value for now, as I develop the skills to trade value for myself in the future. And everything else that doesn't fit into those two buckets, then I just keep for myself, or I dump completely and just chalk it to just another failed experiment. Anyway, see you on the next one. Bye.